Magandang araw sa ating lahat. Ako nga pala si Alexis Ebaite at welcome sa aking TED Talk. Ito ay pinamagatang Financial Literacy is a key to our monetary problem. Naranasan mo na bang magipit sa tanang buhay mo, yung tipong hindi mo na alam kung saan nahagilap ng pera, pambili ng makakain sa hapunan, yung kakasahod mo lang pero parang dumaan lang sa palad mo yung pera? Naranasan mo rin bang mangutang kung kani-kanino para lang may pamasahe ka papasok sa trabaho? Well, ang sagot ko dito ay oo. Naranasan na ng pamilya ko na mangutang sa tindahan, ng makakain namin, katulad ng itlog, noodles, alam mo yun, tuyo, para lang may pantawid sa gabing yun. Naranasan ko na rin na lumapit sa mga kaibigan ko at mga katrabaho, manghiram na pamasahe, pauwi, at papasok ng trabaho hanggang sa umabot yung pera na yun hanggang sa susunod na sahod. Napakahirap, di ba? I've actually come to a point where I realized na it's time to break that cycle and, pave the way towards gaining the right knowledge. This is also what I've done to free myself from financial burden. So, after gaining that knowledge, so I would say na malaki yung naging ambag nun sa buhay ko. So, allow me to discuss the tips or some quick tips that will help you guys live life at its fullest. Okay? So, number 1, acquire knowledge by reading blogs and articles, watching financial related videos in social media platforms like YouTube, and listening to podcasts. So, ako ang ginagawa ko is, I usually follow Facebook groups such as, Peso Sense Savers, CFO Peso Sense, and Grow Bright One. So those were some of the pages that I usually check, because they post, the posts that are in there were about financial literacy. So financial tips. They also share some inspiring success stories, open forums, and, quotes that are very helpful and very napapanahon, ika nga. So, number 2, learn how to save money in other terms, have savings. So, ano nga ba yung savings? So, it actually refers to the money you set aside for future use rather than spending it immediately. So, what are the importance of saving? So, number 1, it prepares yourself for your future, such as education, retirement, and, investment. And then number 2, it acts as an emergency cushion fund, just in case you lost your job, out of the pocket medical expenses, and other expenses na hindi mo inaasahan. So yeah. What are some of the ways that can help you save money? So number 1, save money by allocating 10 to 20% of your salary. So ako usually whenever I get my paycheck, I set aside 10 to 20% of my income and save it directly to my savings account. So I practice the 80/20 rule, wherein 20% of my income will go straight to my savings account, okay, and then 80% will be used to pay for other expenses such as groceries, house rental, electric bills, and other miscellaneous fees. And then number 2, I also list down all of your expenses. So for me, I've actually mastered the kakaibo technique wherein, so it is a method wherein you would, track your expenses using a ledger or a book. And, by doing this, you can immediately track all of your expenses regardless of the amount. So, mapa 20 man yan, mapa 50, alam mo yun, or you can actually track your expenses, malalaman mo kung saan napunta yung pera mo, diba? So, yan. And then, number 3, lessen your expenses. So, yung apartment namin is actually accessible to all locations such as, hospital, supermarket, schools, public utility vehicles, yung tawag dito, sakayan ng jeep, and palengke, yan. So, pati munisipyo at yung, church is very, I would say, walking distance, so malapit. So instead of us riding tricycle, my family saves up money by walking. So nakasave na kami ng pera, nakatulong pa kami sa kalikasan, di ba? And nakapag-exercise pa kami, so it has a lot of benefits. And number 3, put it into practice. So again, these tips are useless if you won't apply them. So I would recommend to start doing it now, and again, put it into practice. So yun. And just a quick background. So I was actually diagnosed last 2020. I was diagnosed with a severe carpal tunnel, and as a freelancer, I don't have access to health cards, or what we call HMO. So basically, yun, malaki yung naitulong sa akin ng pagsisave ng money, kasi without me, saving for an emergency fund, then I wasn't able to pay for, my medical expenses. So, I use that money, that emergency fund, to pay for expensive laboratory tests, therapies, doctor fees, medicines, and any other medical expenses na hindi ko na masasabi. So, 'di ba? Again, kung wala kang pera, hindi ka makakapagbayad, 'di ba? Hindi mo mababayaran, you cannot pay for your medical bills, just like what happened to me, diba? And then there are some cases na, let's say, yun nga, aside from emergencies, let's say meron kaming other expenses na hindi inaasahan. So, ayun, magagamit mo rin talaga siya. So, malaking bagay pa rin talaga kapag nagtatabi ka ng pera. So, ayun. And another example is that last year, actually, my laptop crashed, or nasira siya, basically. So, it was not working at all. So, kahit anong gawin kong preset or buhay, or binubuhay ko, tinatry ko siyang buhayin, pero wala talaga, as in, hindi talaga siya gumagana. So, I called an IT expert and informed him that there's an error popping up on the system and it's not working. So he immediately went to our house and then diagnosed the problem and confirmed na sira yung system, yung hardware niya, so kailangan na siyang palitan. So ang ginawa niya, of course, I told him na okay, you can replace you can replace the hardware, I'll pay for it, regardless kung magkano man yan. So, ayun, within that day, napalitan niya and naayos yung laptop ko. So, diba, if you don't have that money, I mean, if you don't have any amount of money saved up, then, again, diba, hindi mo mapapaayos yung mga bagay na, dapat na maayos ASAP, just like mine. Laptop yun, and yun yung parang source of income ko. So without the laptop, I might potentially lose my job, right? So again, that's one of advantage of having savings. Okay, so there, again, financial education is really important, and we Filipinos tend to overlook at this topic. So I hope I was able to give you some practical insights that will help you save money, of course, and put it into practice. So again, it's a matter of discipline and acquiring the right information, kanga nila. So maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay sa aking munting kwento, and I hope na may natutunan kayo, and mag-ingat po tayong lahat.